With an early 7:30 a.m. start, riders took no time to warm their legs and set their pace for what would be many long hours on the bike. With the threat of thunderstorms and wind hanging over them, the peloton remained tightly packed as they barreled towards the majestic Yuyangs. It wasn't long until those who were keen to get ahead began to work hard, a break of 8 forming, Michael Coupert, Edward White and Luigi Vecchio taking this sprint leg at the 27-kilometre mark. While there was still a long way to go, the Genesys Wealth Advisors boys were not going to let too many get away and reeled the brake back in. Peter Ladd had other ideas though and attempted to go it alone, only to be joined by Julian Hamill and Mitchell Lovelock-Fay, the pair dropping Ladd and remaining a consistent force for the next 31 Ks, creating a comfortable 1 minute 35 lead over the peloton. After another successful sprint at the Dog Rocks Hotel in Batesford and taking the climb up the Dog Rocks Hill, Peter Herzig went on the attack. Anthony Giacoppo, touted as a pre-race threat, eventually crossed the gap with Mick Coupert. Budget Forklifts was well positioned, with 2 riders in the break, Peter Herzig and Mick. Mick, the third-place getter in the Scody Cup, determined to remain in the mix, and Herzig, a breakaway specialist, taking the opportunity to claim as many intermediate points as possible. While the other boys worked hard, Giacoppo remained fresh at the rear. That was until team manager Andrew Christie Johnson gave him the nod to start pedalling, inspiring the break to move to a 4-minute lead on the main peloton as light showers started to fall. As the wind picked up, the peloton slowed down, playing into Nathan Haas's hands, who, with a mechanical, rejoined the group without too much effort. With the rain closing in, the peloton knew it was time to pick up the pace, and after a feed in Lismore, they started to put the pressure on the brake, dragging the group to within 50 seconds and inspiring the mighty Mick Coupert to do it alone. A rough corner towards Camperdown lay a few of the riders down and out of the race. With a new group forming at the front, it was easy to see that these were going to be the real players to the end. After a stellar solo effort that saw him out to 2:45, this new group finally shut Mick down around 170 Ks into the race. The Orange Army, made up of Nathan Haas, Steele Von Hoff, Joel Pearson and Patrick Shaw, began sorting their plans as riders began serious attacks off the front, only to be shut down as soon as they began. Eastern Oak's Russell Gill showed his hill climbing skills along with Adam Murchie, only to be surpassed by the tough as nails Joel Pearson at the next Category 3. The speedy descend overlooking the magnificent lakes of Camperdown allowed for a momentary rest of the legs. As the rain and wind continued to play its part, Murchie was not about to let an opportunity slip by and worked hard on the next climb to claim the Wyndham City Council 200-kilometre championship. Joel Pearson second and Charles Howlett third. Murchie crossing the line in 5 hours 37 minutes and 1 second. With no time to celebrate, the group pushed on, the attacks becoming more serious. However, with the calibre of rider now out in front, they were short-lived. Eastern Oak's 49-year-old Stephen Fairless looked strong, winning this sprint in Terang. 12 Ks down the road in Garvick, Sam Rutherford took the sprint, but Fairless was hot on his tail, still in the points. Genesys Wealth Advisors launching another attack to pull the leaders back in. With the rain continuing to fall and the race getting tougher and tougher, the attacks continued. the pace looking more like something to see in a 50k crit rather than at the 230k mark in a 262k classic. Meanwhile, a plan was being hatched. Genesys Wealth Advisors Joel Pearson, ready to pick up the gauntlet, and flanked by Luke Fetch, search to retain, made a substantial break with 15k's to go. The 28-year-old Pearson, winner of the 2009 Melbourne to Warnambool, pulled out everything he had, dropping Fetch not long after this sprint at the 10k mark, going it alone. Asking us this pertinent question: are they coming? And the answer, well, despite giving us some attention, was yes, we're trying. The assassin sitting on Sam Davis, who closed Luke Fetch down, making the race for second and third a three-way battle. With the sound of a chanting crowd in his ears and the taste of victory well within his grasp, Pearson smiled his way across the line, exhausted and triumphant after 7 hours, 24 minutes and 14 seconds of non-stop riding. 13 seconds behind him, teammate Nathan Haas pulled a swift move on Fetch to take second, the well-deserving Fetch crossing the line third.
Good job. Yourself in, brother.
Joel, mate, congratulations. A fantastic year for Genesys Wealth Advisors, and you finished it on a bit of a high, mate.
Yeah, well, I haven't done much all year, so I thought, I better pull my finger out today and notch one up for the team. Genesys Wealth Advisors have been, super all through the year. They've won pretty much everything they've started, so it's been a great season. And to cap it off like that, it's unreal.
It is unreal, and you say you haven't done much. I don't know if that's true, mate. The dedication we saw at the Murray, which unfortunately ended up in a lot of falls, but that you getting back on and working for that team just typifies the incredible teamwork we see with you, Blake. So to say you haven't done much, I don't know, that's quite true.
Yeah, that's the type of team it is, we'd do anything for each other, and no matter how much pain I was going through, we had the lead, and I can suffer a little bit to help them out, and then it's vice versa as well. Today they helped me out a lot, so what comes around goes around, so it's a great team.
Absolutely. Listen, tough race today. It's a tough race, the Warnambool. Incredibly long race. When did you make your move, and how did it all come to play in the last stages there?
Yeah, it was a real poker game out there today. It was hard for a breakaway to succeed because it was headwind, and the peloton had too much momentum to for something to go away, and we just tried to keep numbers in whatever went away, and we had Anthony Giacoppo in the move, so he's a fast guy. We're pretty happy with that, and when it come back, we just we didn't want it to come down to a sprint. We knew Steele would probably win the bike race if it did, but we just wanted to be sure of the victory, so we just started attacking, and it paid off.
Played out very well. The tactics worked very nicely there. Listen, you've won this one before, 2009. You is equally passionate about this one?
Oh, this is probably better actually. To win solo is, it's a huge thrill. I've hardly ever won a race solo in before in my career, so to win this one solo, I'm wrapped.
And so he should be. The SEW Eurodrive Sprint Championship went to Julian Hamill, bikebike.com. Second place, 12 points behind, was Mitchell Lovelock Fay, Warnambool City Council, followed by Mick Coopert, Team Budget Forklifts. Mitchell Lovelock Fay claimed the Lady Bay Resort KOM jersey. Julian Hamill, bikebug.com, was second with 8 points, and Joel Pearson, Genesys Wealth Advisors, third on 7 points. Adam Murchie donned the Wyndham City Council Victorian 200km Championship jersey, with Joel Pearson second and Charles Howlett third. The unstoppable Nathan Haas, who recently signed with Garmin Cervelo, claimed the 2011 National Road Series jersey. After smashing multiple records during the season, it was no surprise that Genesys Wealth Advisors was awarded the National Road Series winning team.